tears of eyes and wipe that makeup from my eyes. Fancy face that I despise, cause I know my man never lies. Come up fighting like the best, but then I'm better than the rest. And I wonder how my looks will last, because my life was really fast. And you wonder if you're on the turn. Oh baby, won't you ever learn that I'm the cut above the rest? Don't worry about the way I'm dressed. And if my makeup looks a mess, I'm not about to get depressed, cause I'm the one that loves to lose, just a loser in my fucking shoes.
Double feature. Welcome back to the Drive-In Asylum double feature. And we're still reeling from what assaulted our eyeballs in Night of the Bloody Apes. I'm gagging on that movie. It really kind of turns my stomach, and I'm interested to hear what you guys think of our second feature this evening.
Yes.
It had everything. Like, what didn't it have? Maybe a helicopter, and then everything else you could think of was in there.
Like I said, when you make the same movie 4 times, you're going to get it right.
You're going to start making it bigger and bigger and better and better.
Sam, actually encapsulated this entire experience. When you make the same movie over and over and over again, it gets better each time. Was this the best version? We just don't know.
I think we do.
None of the other versions.
A beheading, you have somebody's eyeballs getting popped out, you have someone getting stabbed directly in the heart. It's almost Italian in its intensity.
It is, especially with the eyeball play, which is like an Italian fetish unto its own. So I love that, what Darren says. We all looked away. Or did we?
Yeah, that stuff's really gross. But
it is. Do you guys, anybody have any info on like where that footage really came from? I have no doubt it's actual footage, but how did it get co-opted into a fucking feature?
Well, the thing in Mexico, it's really easy to get these kind of things because like Alarma is still a huge magazine there, which is just pictures of traffic accidents and cartel victims. So they had one issue came out in the U.S. It lasted one issue before it got pulled off newsstands, amazingly. But yeah, so like life's kind of cheap. So I think that's how it happened. I will tell you, based on the lucha scene in the beginning with the girl getting really hurt and them stopping the match and taking her mask off, that doesn't happen because I've seen like when Oro died, who was a wrestler in the 90s, they kept his mask on, took him backstage, and the match kept going. and he died in back, and they announced it during the match. So, like, you know, life's just a little cheaper.
Yeah, but you know what? They take their wrestling very seriously.
Oh yeah. I started in lucha before American style, and it's very difficult.
That makes Vince McMahon and all the other shit here look like child's play. Which it is.
And I would like to think that she's wrestling in Arena Mexico, which is the Mexico City's biggest arena. I don't know if that's true. You don't really see it's not like the Santo movies where you get 3 matches. It's definitely in Arena Mexico, and you can see it. But hey, this is a pretty fun crush. Yeah, and Cardonas there's 3 Cardonas. There's Junior and the third. Do you ever see Zindy the Swamp Boy, the other Rene Cardona movie? The third plays Zindy in it. So yeah, there's lots. They've all made lots of movies.
I'll drop the link into chat again, Scott Montgomery, so that you can go directly to it on YouTube.
With caution. But Sam, I totally admire your knowledge on this film subject because, like, I can tell by my partner Robert's eyes, he's like, you are blowing us away with how you just peel off this knowledge. I really admire that. It's very attractive.
It's a lifetime of watching pro wrestling and being a wrestler for 25 years.
It really is for guys like Rob and I. Like, we recognize when you guys start talking about what you're passionate about, and it's like really resonates with us. And I know it resonates with everybody else. So I won't interrupt anymore. That's not true. I probably will. But go on.
He will.
I was really impressed with the craziest move of this match was doing back body drops on your knees. There's one point where she would drop her knees and give her an overhead throw. I would never want to take that because that's no room to completely rotate, but that was pretty awesome.
I took that with my first wife right before the divorce. So
yeah. I did there's a scalping in this movie too. Paul's right. There's a scalping. I mean, this has and the blood's super red, and it ends with like Herschel Gordon Lewis blood hitting the camera and them filming it. Like it has like the H.G. Lewis like kind of end credits. So I'm for all this.
There's a really disturbing moment in this film where the villain pulls off the skin of a guy's neck.
Yeah.
And it snaps like a rubber band. That's really upsetting to me. I'm like, ew, that looks totally real.
We did discuss of all the cool things about this villain, his fuck style is horrible. He has no skills whatsoever. He just gets in bed and he's like, you know, I got the big screen for that.
Now, Sam, I have to interject.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I think all like hetero men had that same fuck style when they were like 17 years old.
Just grab and go.
Maybe.
Get what you can get. You're lucky to be there. Participate so you can talk about it later. So.
Yeah. I saw a couple. I think Mike Justice said the ape had a what do you call it, a butterface.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was a little upsetting, especially the eyes.
I'm looking forward to the post. Like, can we all talk about what a piece of snatch the ape man was?
Hot piece of snatch. Yeah, Mike, where are you?
Yeah,
let's address it.
Yeah, I don't know if he was in charge. I think
we got time, Mike.
There's a lot of good devil costumes in here, so I enjoy the female costumes. So
I like that we're filling time with talking about the costumes, waiting for Mike to talk.
He'll be ready.
Yeah.
He'll be
the other half of this that needs to be addressed. Equal time.
So do we know anything about the makeup effects artist?
Like makeup effects.
I mean, they were not horrible. They're pretty good. They were on a level of 1969.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good.
Sam probably knows something about it.
No, I actually don't know who did the makeup. I was going to give some recos for some of the Cardona's other movies, if you guys would like some of those. Rene Cardona Sr. started, his first movie he directed was in 1931. So his career went for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah. Santa Claus, I'd recommend. Wrestling Women versus the Aztec Mummy. He also did Survive, which is a real rough movie.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I had a priest that always wanted to talk to us about that movie. He did millions of sermons about it that never had an ending, so it was weird.
Really?
Yeah.
You had a priest that did multiple sermons about Survive?
Yeah. Then they all ate each other. And that's
we have
the
to
end.
survive.
And we were like, what lesson is God to teach us in this? And the lesson never came up. So anyway, but Rene Cardona Jr. Jr. made one of your favorite movies, and Mike Justice's. Tintorera. Yeah.
Oh,
He also made Cyclone, which is a bizarre bonkers movie.
Cyclone is every disaster movie in one.
Yeah.
At the same time.
And Guyana Cult of the Crime of the Century. Beaks, which is real bad, but I like it. Night of a Thousand Cats. The Bermuda Triangle.
Night of a Thousand Cats.
Bermuda Triangle.
Love that one. I actually
that movie's a
love
mess.
That one.
Yeah.
It is. It's a hot mess, but I love it.
I dig it.
And then Rene the Third, he's Zindi, as I mentioned before, and Zindi the Swamp Boy. If you want to suffer through that, I actually like it, but we've proven that I have no taste whatsoever. And he's acted in a ton of movies. He's actually in Oscar in Cemetery to Terror, which we showed. So and he's in Cyclone. He's in Bermuda Triangle, which I really like Bermuda Triangle a lot. It has that wacky doll. What kind of doll causes these things? Yeah. See, I'm a big fan of this cheap genre of Rene Cardona and his family.
But I love it because you know from what you speak, and that you've got Rob Freeze like falling asleep in the recliner, and then he pops up and he's like, "I love it."
I'm not. I'm awake. Did you know that most of these Blu-rays are on sale from VCI? I don't know if you've seen that sale. I was looking through those today, and they've got the Night of the Bloody Apes with
Panther Woman.
Is it
Dr.
Doom,
which is the same movie, so you'll just watch the same movie twice.
Yeah, and then the Aztec Mummy collection, and I think Survive was on there, and a couple other ones.
They have a really nice Santo set too.
Yes, they actually have a couple double features and then a big set. So
yeah,
those are all.
They've really cleaned those the Santo movies up to a point where I didn't know they looked like that. So
you've seen the Blu-rays?
Yeah, they're great. The ones that are on the stuff that's on Tubi for Santa right now is the same prints that are on the Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're all great.
Darren brings up a great quality about this movie is that I love how it was all shot on a set. Was this a Churubusco?
Yeah, and I love the lighting where they just put that one focal light in the back, so it looked like a city or something was back there, and put all the grass and the trees there. And I was like, it's really effective. I love
it. Tim has nailed it with this comment. It's a filthy kink fest. Yeah, truly.
I agree, Tim.
Yeah. Somewhere out there, there's
too.
people into
you know what? Tim's post or comment in the chat room could be the TV guide description for Night of the Bloody Apes. Like
Judith Chris says, it was a filthy kink fest.
Well, like
she
we
would
talked
say
about
something
before,
like that.
yeah. Like we talked, like I mentioned before, Katie Shack's hijinks on the links. That's what Tim just posted would be Night of the Bloody Apes on TV for decades. It would be the
hijinks on one set. A lot of bouncing boobies, half star
with cocaine.
As a kid, I used to go through the TV guide and circle the reviews I was unhappy with. Like how dare they give the boob tube 1 star? Come on,
Sam. How do you think I remembered the Caddyshack description and TV guide? Yep. It caught my eye, and when I saw it again, year after year after year, like, wait a minute. It's not all hijinks. All the hijinks doesn't happen on the links. Come on, man.
Yeah. It's a good movie, though.
All the gopher you can handle.
Yeah. All the there's so much more gopher in the second movie. It's upsetting.
Smoking Kentucky bluegrass with California Sensimania happens inside the shack, not on the links. You know.
It's a Scooby-Doo version of this.
Tracy goes right for it here. I don't want to meet the person whose kink is having their eyes gouged out. That's one of the most disturbing parts of this movie.
I'll tell you who loved that scene. Lucio Fulci was like, "Oh, giving me the eyes. The eyes have seen so much pain.
They must be destroyed.
Not a shocker to learn
the eyes must be destroyed. I hate women."
It's weird because there is like a whole like subculture of eye fetish people. I mean, they do exist. Yeah, like when you talk about scooping out things in a erotic.
There's even weirder ones than that, but I don't want to get into
with an ice cream scoop.
With a teaspoon, Bill.
Maybe a tablespoon.
I can't say I operate within these milieus, but they do exist. But I can understand how that scene would. There's a certain sect of people out there. They're there, and they're not like the other people. They're just like the four of us.
And I always had that feeling about during Blood Feast. There's someone that was like, I wish he just held that intestine just for another second. Even though he holds a walk.
There always is. Like, why didn't he stab the nipple twice instead of once? You know? Like,
why did chocolate milk come out of both nipples? The Gorgo girls. I love that Henny Youngman's in the Gorgor Girls. He's like, "What the fuck did I get into? This movie is insane."
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Tenderize the girl's ass.
Love it. I love it. That makes Gorgor Girls better than I don't even give a shit about a plot because there, doesn't matter. The fact that Henny Youngman is in it for a minute and 32 seconds makes the entire movie.
And one of the girls who gets killed's name is Pickles. Every girl in the movie is named for a different weird food.
And probably based on an actual woman, And to this day, I watched that movie. I actually watch it on my Something Weird trilogy of, you guys know what I'm talking about. The DVD came out years ago from Something Weird Video.
Yeah.
And I watch it, and I try to match screen caps of streets to find out where all these places.
In Chicago,
A couple of them I actually have found, but we destroy things here in Chicago. We don't preserve, so a lot of things have changed. But there are a couple of things that have stayed the same.
Why can't Chicago have nice things?
No, I watched. Speaking of
Bill, this is why we say this is why Chicago can't have nice things. So
I watched it's not a good movie, but Innocent Blood from 94.
92.
92. I'll tell you what, if you want to see Pittsburgh in 1992, it's all over Market Square and Liberty Avenue. That's all that's in that movie.
Yeah. I've heard that Market Square is like so well represented there. It's a time capsule. People say online about that.
There's some Shea Kimberly in that movie too, Bill. A lot of Shea Kimberly, a lot of the bad side of Liberty Avenue, and
I remember when they filmed that because they had a burnout bus in the middle of Liberty Avenue for like 2 days, and there was a block where you just couldn't. The traffic was blocked off, so that was really annoying. But they were filming that movie there. It was a couple of days that they took, and they changed all the storefronts. Like all the porn shops were expanded. It was pretty bad at that time. There were still a lot of porn stores, but they really augmented everything. They turned everything into a porn store.
There's one great line in it though when the vampire says, "Get me to Shady Side." What? Don Rickles lives in Shady Side in it, which is awesome.
Take me to Highland Park.
Take me to,
And I remember when that movie came out, it had some degree of success. It wasn't a box office, bonanza, and it wasn't a bad movie. I think we talked about.
Oh yeah. I've always enjoyed that.
I think we both went to see it at, obviously we didn't know each other at the time at separate theaters, but it's just what we did,
right.
Every Friday night. So it's got a lot of flack over the years, like that it's a horrible movie. That movie did, not only is it not a horrible movie, but it did business. So anytime a movie makes money, it wasn't a flop. I don't care what Rotten fucking Tomatoes says about anything.
Well, it was an American
Rotten
Werewolf.
Tomatoes.
It was no American Werewolf, and I think that's the problem most people had with it.
Also, you know,
well, it's some years after, you know, Werewolf. I mean, if you want to talk about Werewolf, we could talk about that whole time where critics were talking about Wolf and Howling, American. You know, it's like every other week there was a Wolf movie coming out, and they all got compared to each other. But I'm getting off on a tangent, like I do. Never mind me.
It's the third segment you're allowed to.
Terry, I've been doing it since the first segment, Bill. It's your show.
This is the segment to do it at.
I saw somebody in the chat say, yeah, this is when you do that. I've been doing it the entire show. I feel horrible now because tomorrow, Robert and I will either have a phone call or a chat or text session where he's going to say, did you see what you said? Have you watched it? And I'm like, no, I'm never going on YouTube ever again. Except to do this show again when I'm invited. Because this has been a fantastic, fun time.
Oh, you guys can come back anytime you want.
I love Vince Cornelius. I love this guy. You know, Rob, you know why I love this guy? Because he's way back in the convention days when we used to go all the time. This guy had everything to buy, right? You remember?
Oh, yeah.
And in fact, Vince Cornelius was the first guy to buy copies of our Drive-In of the Damn magazine and take them to sell at a convention. So
yes, that's right. That's right.
It's nice to see Vince. Love Vince. Good guy.
Vince is usually here, especially on the later segments. Vince sometimes isn't here for the first segment. He likes the late night stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's Vince totally. Because I've talked to Vince before years ago at a convention. He's a late night guy. I respect that. I love that. I'm just saying I recognize his name, and I'm like, I know that's a guy that supported us before. So it's nice to see him in here.
Bill, you want to see what came in the mail this week?
I'm dying to see your mail scores this week, Sam Panico.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be great. Because Sam, you either get sent to you or you order, like, everything.
It gets sent to him.
These came in today from Kino. Super excited. I've never seen this. Dr. Death.
Oh, my God. I fucking love that movie. Jesus Christ. You got that?
Yeah, it just came out.
Someone did that.
Yeah, Kino.
Oh, I've got paper for that. I've got marketing stuff for that. That's crazy.
Oh my God!
I've never seen it.
Well, when you watch it, Sam, you will understand why that's a Bill movie.
I'm super excited about this. Look at this from Kino.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Anything different on there, Sam? Anything different on that?
It has commentary by the screenwriter, an interview with Tracy Bragman, and just TV, radio, and theatrical. Nothing too new. It's the club, but Kino's putting out a lot of Columbia stuff, so it's nice to have it on DVD. I didn't have it on DVD, and Blind Fury, which is pretty great.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, another Columbia one. These ones came to me from Synapse. Look at that, The Kindred. What?
Oh, that one's a great one.
Nice. Is that like a steelbook?
It is a black case Blu-ray, and It's got a new 4K version of it. It's got audio commentary with Jeffrey Obrell and Stephen Carpenter, making of compilation of creature effects, never seen before, 18-minute test footage.
Oh my God!
Gallery, storyboard, trailer, TV spots, original video promotion trailer.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Kim Hunter. Bill, I'll say that one for you too. Finally,
that's fantastic.
Speaking of eyeballs, 4K hospital.
Yeah. I can hear the heavens opening and the angels weeping.
Troy Howarth audio commentary. I'm into that. So, a deleted scene. What? And then interviews with everybody that was ever associated with this movie, which is one of my favorites. So.
Oh, that's great. I love when they do new stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And just don't put the old stuff from previous versions on it.
Yeah. But I'm super excited about all those this week. And man, Mondo Macabre has got a bunch of stuff coming out October 31st, and there is an Indian horror box set by the same family that did the movie Macau, which is awesome. So super excited about that too. Man, too many Blu-rays coming out, too many DVDs. Severin just put out a whole bunch of Bruno Mattei stuff that I don't have. Then again, doesn't tell me. I think I have a quote on Cop Game, I think. So I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah, and that Matt brought up the Dr. 5 double set that Kino put out is awesome. They actually, I think their sale might be going for another week on their site because I bought a ton of stuff because they have so much canon stuff. Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja. And they were all like $6 on Blu-ray, which is ridiculous. I got the Apple for $5.99 on Blu-ray. I mean,
oh my god,
it's ridiculous, right?
Oh, so that befuddles me. The Apple $5.99.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, like
it's a big idea to get used to.
I'm genuinely like excited. I'm gonna, as soon as we're done, I'm gonna go buy it if it's still on there for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't own it. You know,
really? Oh man.
On VHS, yes, but I'm not going to dig through the storage unit to find it. But I'm so high on the Apple, working on that project, you know, Sam, because there's so much print for the Apple.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched it like in a proper digital, you know, avenue. So I'm excited about this. So thank you for putting us on.
Yeah. I agree with David here about Melissa Sue Anderson. She totally should have made more quasi-slasher, giallo, whatever. I think Happy Birthday to Me is closer to a giallo than a slasher, but it's, you know, we're in the 80s, so why quibble?
Yeah, it is. And, you know, it's like a thriller. It's not
Glenn Ford's in it, which is great. I'm like, Glenn Ford's in this movie.
Glenn Ford was also, awesome. He's also in Superman. So,
well, yeah.
You know, Glenn Ford.
Well, she made another slasher. She made another slasher type movie called Donor in 1990. Do you guys remember that one?
No, not even. Doesn't ring a bell at all.
We were talking about movies that get blamed for stuff too, Bill. And I'm sorry. Go ahead. I had an idea.
It was a made-for-TV movie, and the reason I found out about it is because Tony Lawrence is in it, and so is Mark Lawrence. Her dad's in it too, and he murders her on screen, which is kind of interesting.
I respect that.
Yeah. And she, when she was on the show, she talked about it, and she was like, we did the scene, and like I kept telling him, like, Dad, you can make it look more realistic, because I guess he didn't want to like make it too violent looking. And she was like, it's okay, we can act it so it's more violent. He was like, oh no.
It must be a delicate line to, you know.
Yeah, but Melissa Gilbert is the star in that. She's pretty
like good. The time Mickey Dolenz and his daughter appeared in the same film.
Yeah. Oh my.
I don't even remember the title, but I know it happened. Rob, you know the title?
I don't know.
I think it's
the only Mickey Dolenz movie I can think of is not that one.
What one are you thinking of? Head?
Not Head. No.
No. It's that that horror movie that he did.
She was in Ticks. She was in a ton of movies, you know, like once she became of age.
Yeah, I remember her.
He and his daughter were in. I don't know. I mean, this is not like a pop quiz. I don't know the answer. I'm counting on everybody in the chat room to provide that answer. Hopefully.
Was it Deadfall?
But you know, now that I mention it, like I hate like I always branch off into Sector Zero. But what happened to Amy Dolenz? She's a good-looking girl, you know. She was doing Ticks. She was doing all tons. Actually, every movie she ever did showed up on Monster Vision, on TNT. I mean, I actually have the videotapes of Monster Vision, week to week, for years.
Even Witch House 2 or Witchboard 2?
Witchboard 2 was not on there, but they played Ticks again that week.
Witchboard 1 was on a lot. I can tell you.
Yes, and you know what, Sam? To address Rob's concern, I think Witchboard 2 was actually on there too. because that was a direct-to-video kind of direct-to-cable, direct-to-Joe Bob.
I have a horrible affliction that I have to watch every Amityville and every movie with a Ouija board in it. So if it's been done, and if you put a Ouija board in the Amityville house, fuck me.
Ouija
I have
19.
to double watch it.
Hey, that Mickey Dolenz movie you were thinking of, it had to have been Night of the Strangler. That
Yes.
Joy
That's
Hawk
what I was
movie.
thinking of. Yes.
Who made Night of Bloody Horror.
Yeah.
Now,
That
Sam,
was a weird flick.
can I ask you like a side question? I know it's nobody else is watching in the world. Did you watch that Amityville in Space movie?
I am waiting to get it. I haven't got it yet. I have seen.
I totally wanted you to say either watch it or not.
I have seen Amityville Karen, and I would say maybe don't watch that. But it's funny. I mean, the idea of a Karen. From
idea, yeah, I agree. Like it appeals to me as a curio, you know, to watch and then quickly forget. Because
I've seen Amityville Vibrator, so I mean it's a real movie. There was a vibrator left behind at the house. It's possessed, and
of course the vibrator is possessed.
And it's adult too. Yeah, it's.
I had no idea.
There's a lot of blood and a lot of vomit in it too. It's
Did you know that existed?
No, I have. People just will come send me email and be like, "Hey, but have you seen this Amityville movie?" Because I've seen like I think 66 or 67 of them, and like, yeah, no, I haven't. So yeah, I got to watch it. And then
Robert, we need to see Amityville.
No, I don't think we do.
I don't think you want to. It's you know what? Honestly,
I don't know.
As someone that has watched every movie that China did, it might be worse. I mean,
China?
Well, yeah, she did adult for about 2 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Then no more questions.
She did an Avengers fake with her She-Hulk, who's
really
not in the Avengers.
Oh my god,
well,
they kind of like
in the movies, yeah. So yeah,
they kind of surprised me. Like I think I know so much, and then
you don't want to know. You don't want all the Amityville knowledge in my head.
Sam, and I'm like, you feel like I know nothing. I'm starting from the beginning.
I'm working on an Amityville movie though. I have discussed it. Amityville Dollar General. That's coming out.
I will totally sink everything I have. Money
everybody in every object in that store is cursed, and you know what? It's corporate America. We got to build a Dollar General every 6 miles.
You know what? It sounds like a great Hulu series that has like 18 or 26 seasons built right in.
Oh,
Amityville HOA.
Yeah, I got so many Amityville ideas that I'm like, because it's great because you don't need the. It's public. I put a ton in the last one. My other one was Amityville Critical Race Theory. It's like the whole they bring.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Sadly,
it's gotta be done.
It's actually like playing out in parts of Texas.
Basically, what you do is you take anything that's happening in the media and just put Amityville in front of it. And it's
Amityville HOA.
SpaceX.
In Amityville HOA, the scariest scene is when they have a meeting and they insist that everyone remove those eye windows from their homes. I actually went to the Amityville house.
Oh wow!
In 2016, I was in Amityville for some other reason. And I was staying with a friend there.
What other reason would there be to go to? Okay, go ahead.
For the 29th annual Ricky Casso "Say You Love Satan" festival.
No, it was for a concert. It was a Thrill Kill Cult concert. They were playing in Amityville, and I was like, okay, and I knew someone who lived there, so I was like, hey, can I crash at your place that night? He was like, sure. So when I went there, he was like, the Amityville house is 2 blocks away from here. I was like, what?
Yeah,
so I drove by. It was so boring. Like they had a chain link fence around it.
Out of my skin. I'd be so happy.
Well, there was a chain link fence around the property because I guess they get really pissed off with strangers walking on their property. I don't know. I guess I can kind of see their point.
Yep, and that's why it comes up for sale every 10 years, and it adds another $100,000 onto it. But
they're like, I would recommend
also in Amityville movies. Amityville in the Hood's good. There's a the The house moves from its foundations and goes to South Central. They throw weed on the grounds, and it's called Amityville: The Possession, and it possesses anybody that smokes the weed.
Sam, at this point, you know you could actually make up Amityville horror movies, and Rob and I, you could totally like shine us on for hours.
I get sent the
Are you
nuttiest
serious?
movies.
That movie exists.
Sharks in the Corn is the weirdest one I've been sent. It's flying sharks that live in a cornfield like Children of the Corn. And Sharks of the Lost, Raiders of the Lost Shark, which is a fucking great title.
Sam, would you be now? I'm gonna take you to task right here live on YouTube, whatever. Would you be willing to write an entire article about every Amityville?
I've already done it. It's on the site. I could rewrite it quickly.
With updated with the newest stuff. And
I literally update it every time there's a new one.
It came from Hollywood for a future book.
I would totally do it. Yeah, I would.
Then we would be glad to pay you for that because
I can quote so many lines from Amityville too. I say them all the time to my wife when she gets up. I say, you know why she had sex with her brother? Because she hates God. She's punishing God. And she's like, why would you
yeah, of course.
What's God got to do with that?
That's what they say in it. The priest takes the phone off the hook when they call to tell her. That's my favorite part of the movie. He's like, we got to get on this ski trip. And she's like, I have to call this priest. And he just takes
I know. It's all like convoluted. Sam, that's my favorite Amityville movie. And
ours too.
My knowledge of Amityville movies starts with Amityville Horror and ends with Amityville 3D. So my favorite is Amityville 2, The Possession. Everything about it, all the controversy and the fake legal stuff, I love.
So good.
2's the best, and then I would say I like the TV movie, The Evil Escapes, because Patty Duke's in it. And I like Amityville, It's About Time, because it's fucking dumb as fuck. It's about a clock that they find, like a retirement clock that someone had in the Amityville house, and it creates a time zone. Sean Weatherly's in it. It has the sweatiest sex scene ever. It's great.
I like 3 a lot.
It's like 3's good too. I know you love 3. I gotta come to 3. I need to see it in 3D.
I don't even like 3. And I didn't see it in 3D. Or maybe I did. I can't remember. Rob, did you see Amityville 3D in 3D?
Yes, when it played, I saw it in 3D, and then I've watched the Shout Factory 3D.
So let's go back to the theatrical. Okay, so did it add anything?
Oh yeah, you got to remember, like when I saw it, I was with my brother and our best friends. We were like 12, 13, whatever. And it was in 3D, man. And they showed the Metal Storm preview for it. So like we're all hyped up on between that preview and Amityville. It was a blast.
Yeah, I didn't see Amityville 3D in 3D. I saw Jaws 3D and Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D in the theater. I still have the glasses for both, but I don't know. Somehow I didn't jump on the Amityville 3D bandwagon. But when I did see it, which was on cable, which was like less than a year later, totally didn't interest me. It's Tony Robbins. Like I remember not Tony Robbins. What's his name? Sam. Who's in Amityville 3D? Who's the star?
Roberts, isn't it?
Tony Roberts. Tony Roberts is a Woody Allen player. Okay. He's in every Woody Allen movie until Woody found, Mia and Diane Weiss. So it just took me out. I couldn't watch him in Amityville 3 because I'm waiting for Woody Allen to come out. Did he say, did you know? Did you know?
Nothing scary happened with him in that movie. It was pretty stupid, but I think overall there were 2 scenes in that movie that really freaked me the fuck out.
Now, Bill, there were. I'm not saying it was a wash. I'm saying I just didn't like. I don't know. It doesn't rank anywhere in my memory as anything.
Poor Candy Clark. Every movie
Candy
Clark is in, she gets violently killed, whether it's The Blob or Amityville 3D. But that fate she suffers where she's burned alive in her car, and then somebody comes along and there's this weird smoke inside the car, and he opens it, and her charred skeleton kind of like moves as if she's still somehow conscious of being burned alive like that in her car. That really disturbed me. And then there was a scene also where the younger daughter drowns in a boat accident, and then her mother sees her walking into the house, and she walks right past her and doesn't say anything. I thought that was really scary. And I don't know, maybe it just hit me the right way.
No, it is disturbing. And it's I'm glad you brought up Candy Clark, because that is every scene with her is very disturbing. Every movie she does, she kind of gets the short end of the stick. And I love her. Like, even in American Graffiti, she gets the short end of the stick. But she's like a consummate professional.
She's always the audience. She's like the fear that the audience has is all taken out on her in every movie.
And the insecurities, and she's the guys and gals that don't think they can measure up to anybody else. Even when they're dealing with an absolute guy, they can't measure up to her. I didn't mean to no, I did. I take over all these segments, don't I? Man,
you do.
You guys should not have me on ever
again. I have to go back and watch Amityville 3 again, I guess. I mean, if I suffer through Amityville Gas Chamber and Amityville real movie.
I laugh because I did not know that these movies existed.
Amityville Thanksgiving comes out next month, and it's got a turkey in front of the fucking window, which is a great poster. I'm 100% into that. Not enough Thanksgiving movies. What's going to replace Marvelous Mervo for me? Only Amityville Thanksgiving, Bloody Harvest, aka Bloody Harvest. I sing the song from that movie so much, and my wife told me I'm not allowed to watch it anymore.
I want to see a haunted strip club Amityville movie called Amityville Merkin.
Oh, I love that. I want to see a haunted Amityville nail clinic movie, like Amityville #1 nails. And it's just a soap opera about what happens amongst these young women as they make their way in the world.
And the only thing that ties it in is they show like a quick shot of the hospital, and it's the original windows up at the top of like a 15 floors.
There's just establishing shots
in a small strip mall. You see those eye windows.
Yeah, and then the rest of it is just like a tender drama about coming to America. People are, what the fuck am I watching? I want that. It's my other dream is to make a slasher just to make the sequel, and the whole sequel is them like it's about PTSD and it's really dramatic, but it's like the supernatural got us here. And then people are like, I hate the second movie. I'm like, well, I made the first one, so you can see the second one's the drama that I wanted.
It's about white Karen's paranoia at people speaking other languages in their nail salons.
Oh man,
it's all a satanic conspiracy.
How do you even write a synopsis for that?
I need it. I love
Rob, get working on that one.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Was there ever a shark Amityville?
Amityville Shark, yeah, that just came out. Yeah,
oh shit, never.
Because it's great because Amity is where Jaws happened, and you have Amityville, so it's like that joke never happens in the movie, and I'm like, you fuckers, come on.
An Amityville crossover.
It's like the cover has like an upside down cross that is Amity and Amityville crossing over.
It's just every satanic symbol ever, and that's all it is. And it's matte black on a red box.
Yep. And
you just buy it because it looks cool.
I actually wrote for Amityville Karen. Let me load it up. I came up with a couple other ones that I'll share with you guys. Let me find it. Way too many Amityville movies.
Now, Sam, keep in mind, we don't know who's watching, so you could be giving away precious IP.
Oh, I gave them away already in the review because I sent them to the label, to the Wild Eye put out the last one. Our friends there, and I was like, Rob, here's a couple extra ones for when you're ready to make the next Amityville.
When you're ready to get serious.
When you're ready to get into it. Yeah, I had
call me when you want to get serious.
I had
Amityville.
Make Amityville great again. And Amityville 19 was the other one. That's all about COVID in Amityville.
Oh, that's like, that'll go right. Like trauma would take that immediately, right?
And then I wrote these taglines for Amityville Karen. For God's sake, she wants to speak to your manager. Do not lose her business. Bleach Bob possessed. She demands your death and an apology. And all lives no longer matter. That was
Sam. Can I add one? Can you put one on for me? Don't you know who I am?
Yeah. Don't you know who she is? Yeah, that's Amityville Karen.
That's great.
I actually heard that today at Walmart.
It is a whole movie about her getting upset because she doesn't get proper service at a winery. They serve her possessed wine that turns her into a demon. Sure.
So does that negate her winery? I mean, there's a lot to play with there.
The whole point of these movies is like, it is literally the canon formula. It's like, give us a poster and give us a line and we'll sell it to someone. Absolutely. And it's like, we'll make it. And, you know, my favorite, I hope you guys have it in this project. My favorite canon thing is that they had Dustin Hoffman signed to the best deal ever. And he's like, the only thing is don't put fucking ads with my face on it. And they did it three times. It took three times for him to get mad and quit.
More than that.
Yeah.
But you'll see, Sam, because you're going to do something for that project. So, yeah, it's more than 3 ads. In fact, that resulted in a lawsuit that went on for years after Cannon was dead.
Yeah. It's astounding. Like, I love them because
you know,
just
the same thing with De Niro on The Swap. The same thing happened.
Yep.
You know, but Golan and Globus, I love these dudes. But in 1986, they're still saying Robert De Niro in The Swap. And it's a movie that was made in 1971. And he's in it for 18 seconds.
He's in a dream sequence, yeah.
And it's actually a student film. It was never meant. Yeah, it was never meant to really be released. So,
Amityville Drive and Asylum is the real movie. It's just us getting haunted by Amityville, and we shoot it like this. We just shoot it.
Actually,
I think it's coming out shot in like
Amityville Drive and Asylum.
Yeah.
We don't even need to do anything for that. You just take this video right off of YouTube, blow it up to 35 millimeter. Digital, whatever they do now.
White out our eyes.
The whole fucking movie. And the breakout star is Paul McVeigh. This guy doesn't shut up for like 8 hours. So
there's so many movies I get now that were just shot in Teams or like Zoom, and it's just people talking in Zoom, being haunted in Zoom. I'm like, I'm on fucking Zoom calls all day.
Oh my god!
Like, the last thing I want to do is watch people on Zoom communicate with me. I don't want to watch it.
There is a ghost. I can't execute because I'm so like not agile, but I admit I wanted to put my eye up to the camera so we could have the teaser trailer, but I can't do it. And Rob is looking like, Paul, what are you doing?
No, I'm reading comments.
Oh, are you?
People are still
don't
coming
tell
up
me
with,
about those. I don't want
to. I can't believe what they're calling you.
It's all about you, Paul.
It's okay. It's always about me. Are you kidding me? Ask the 18 wives I've had.
Oh, that's my other one. I just got an Amityville Draft House. That's the other one. They make a movie theater. And they play a whole bunch of movies that only I care about. It's going to be great.
That's probably more doable than anything else.
Yeah.
Amityville Draft House. $32.50 for a chicken dinner.
For God's sake, don't talk over the trailers. That's what the tagline is.
Oh, for God's sake, don't, do anything.
Yeah, I think that I'm glad though, because it makes sense because Amityville, nobody owns the copyright on it. So you can make as many, you can do whatever you want. And people already know it's like, okay, let's do it. So Ouija's the same way because, Parker, Hasbro owns the right to Ouija, but not really. It's a spirit board, so you can do whatever you want with it. And that's another.
I'm really I've never seen a Ouija movie. Never. I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, goddamn! Don't I have 200 to recommend to you, including Amityville Ouija, which is a real movie. Yeah, there's a whole. I have a whole list. I would say Alison's Birthday is my favorite one, the Australian folk horror movie. But there's a whole bunch of them. Actually, the second Ouija movie that Hasbro produced, Origin of Evil, is actually not bad if you like Conjuring style movies. That's pretty good. And if you don't, then sorry, you don't like it. Oh, yes, let's talk about this.
Look at this fabulous book. It's a novelization of The Brain That Wouldn't Die, written by Robert Fries. And I admit I haven't read this yet. I've been in touch with you a couple of times this week. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm so busy.
That's okay.
I haven't read your
That's
book.
Okay.
But I really can't wait to dig into this because I can't wait to see what you did with the thoughts of Jan, who is a severed head on a plate on a table in a laboratory by a mean man that's only obsessed with his perfect idea of a woman. So I'm looking forward to digging in.
I certainly hope you enjoy it. It was so much fun to write, and I hope it's just as much fun to read.
So what's next for
We're talking about that book? Oh, that book you just put out, bro?
Yes.
Yeah,
this book.
We had mentioned
that. I was. What's
next?
I went to the bathroom while you were talking, so
we kind of gathered. I made sure to mute your microphone while you were gone, so we didn't get a blow by blow.
It's a good thing because I was peeing with just like right here, but
yeah. What's next?
Yeah.
There might be. There's a couple different things, and we don't want to really announce anything until everything's final. But it could be a double feature of two 50s movies that were actually on a double feature together, and we have an idea of how we're going to put that together with a 10-page intermission in between the two novelizations. Okay. They'll be kind of shorter, but they're short movies.
Right.
Or
with the press books and lobby card sets. And these are these are 1956 movies. So
yeah. And everyone's seen them. They're on every 50 movie pack you've ever bought. And then I love watching you. A zombie movie. I'm trying to think how to say it without giving anything away.
That's why I'm saying I love watching you search for the correct words before saying anything, because
there's a zombie movie from 1987 that we are in talks with one of the producers of that movie, and I will collaborate with him on putting that together, and he is making sure that everything is put together with that. All I'll say is that the movie is a movie I've always loved, and it's got a great soundtrack, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
And there are a couple other irons in the fire. I know Bill and Sam, we talked to you guys off camera about those. Can't say anything about that, but I think like the future of It Came From Hollywood will be more of these specialty books like we did with Brain, like the project we're going to do that Sam's going to be involved in and help me out with. And that's the future. And it's like more in line with what Rob and I like always talked about doing, and stuff that we know that like guys like us and you guys, that it's stuff that appeals to us. The research material. It's a book you can, not to be crass, but it's a book you can take to the bathroom. But it's also a book that you can just sit and read. You don't have to read it chapter to chapter. It's research material, but it's also a fascinating read, so that's where It Came From Hollywood is heading, a different trajectory when we started out less than a year ago. So
we're still going to put the books out, but we're going to keep putting out more of these specialty books.
As long as I can keep Robert Fries writing nonstop. Yeah, we're gonna put out one every 2 weeks. Yeah, the minute he asks me to write, which he's already asked me, and I said no.
You're gonna have to write. No. Yeah, you're gonna have to step up. I don't care if you use a pen name. You're gonna put novelization together.
Been using pen names like the entire time I write for all of our. So have you. But anyway, no. But you know what, guys? Thank you for having us on, and thank you for letting us pimp our.
Yes, thank you.
It's been great if you love stuff like this and you're gonna like this. You know, that's all I can say about that. And I had a great time. What about you, Rob?
I conquered the night. I stayed
I'm very
up.
proud of you guys. It's good.
There's a couple of watershed moments that happened tonight. I shared way too much than I should have and never shut up for 7 hours. But Robert Free stayed up past, holy shit, it's 1:30 in the morning. Our time.
I know. I wake up in like 3 hours.
It's 2:30 on the East Coast. And Rob doesn't even know. He's like, do I stay up? Do I go to bed? But more importantly, you guys, Sam and Bill, you guys, we had a great time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us on. We had a great time. We'd come on anytime. All of my worries, how it would go, were washed away the minute that Bill said, fuck this, or whatever he said.
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was, yes.
The letter F in front of it.
Yes.
We're really glad. We're glad you guys joined us this week. It's been great. Finally getting, Rob, you've been writing for Drive-In Asylum for years now. And both of you I've been in touch with for a couple of years, Paul. So it's nice to finally get to see you, sort of like digitally.
This is the first time we've talked.
Yeah.
Ever.
The first time any of us have, been on the same wavelength where we could hear each other's voices. I haven't heard Rob's voice in 2009, so it's a very emotional.
You've heard my voice on the phone, Paul. That's me.
They don't know. The YouTube chat people don't know that.
Yes, Sam will be up for the rest of the night writing reviews. He'll probably watch.
Looking for something to watch right now, actually.
I can guarantee you this is the only way that happened. That he publishes every day. He's got, this is like early for him, I'm thinking.
It is. I have so much to write for tomorrow too, so I got to get on it.
I don't know how you do it, my friend.
Bill, I put up something for you today. Did you notice the movie I put up for you?
No, I haven't even really looked at social media.
I put up Blood for you today.
Oh, I love Blood so much.
What a great movie.
I want to see the version with the vampire bats so bad.
Oh, I know.
But I don't know if it really exists. It could just be a rumored thing.
I just love it because it's like, what if this movie just had all this and more? And yet, even though it has all these things, it's still just like a soap opera. That's my inspiration right there. It's like, it's really about real estate and lawyers and
Andy Milligan's movies are all like that. Like, I love Guru the Mad Monk because it's about this like crazy monk who's doing all this crazy shit, and he has a girlfriend who happens to be a vampire.
Yeah.
But don't talk about that. There's like a small plot point that there's a fucking vampire in the movie. Like, that's
what
the
I love
movie.
About Blood is like at the point where everybody just starts screaming at each other. I'm like, I've been waiting this whole fucking movie for that. Like, most movies, you're like, it's a waste of time. Like, that's his fucking moment. That's the like. Just had enough to just start yelling.
And then they like forget the moment. Like, never mind. Hey, I want to point out something in chat. Lee said, "Okay, sorry, but I missed the 2 made-for-TV movies next week."
Yes, that's what I've been thinking about leading into here. Next weekend, we're going to have Brad Hogue and Richard Schmidt on board, and they are from the Doomed Movie-thon. They're going to be joining us next weekend on the Drive-In Asylum double feature for 2 freaked out 70s made-for-TV movies, one of which is Don't Go to Sleep, which we had a trailer for that on the lead-in. And what's the other one, Sam?
Oh, man, it's not streaming, so we're going to get you a link this week, but it's Bad Ronald is the second movie, which I would say probably one of the better, if not the best TV movies. So, yeah. Get ready.
I'll be watching. That's for sure. Rob Rob will be sleeping, but I'll watch and tell Rob about it the next day. So.
I'm gonna break. He's in this habit. His Saturday nights are stuck. He's gonna.
Maybe it would be great to see Rob in the chat. You know, like I have so much fun in the chat with everybody. It'd be great to see a Rob freeze in there. Go, hey, good night. Go to sleep.
Going to bed now.
Even if you don't watch it live, it lives forever, so you can always go back and watch it later.
Don't I know that for sure?
All right. So, thanks once again to our guests, Rob Freese and Paul McVeigh from It Came From Hollywood. Make sure you come back next weekend for the
book
movie. Don't miss it.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.